and today I'm going to detail the striking similarities and association between non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is unfortunately one of the most common chronic liver disorders in the world, and sarcopenia, which is the age-related decline of muscle mass and strength. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is a condition where fat accumulates excessively in the liver and is driven primarily by both the overconsumption of sugar and refined carbohydrates and also a chronically sedentary lifestyle. Skeletal muscle and the liver are both target organs of insulin, which is obviously critical for glucose metabolism. Insulin resistance, which is a distinguishing feature of both type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, is a condition where cells in our liver, muscle, and fat tissue no longer respond to glucose in the blood. In non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, insulin resistance drives lipogenesis, the metabolic formation of fat, and specifically de novo lipogenesis, which is when carbs, and especially refined carbs, are converted into fatty acids, and then triglycerides easily overpowers lipolysis, which is the breakdown of triglycerides into free fatty acids, and this then leads to an excessive accumulation of triglycerides in the liver. Insulin resistance also contributes to the development of sarcopenia. When insulin resistance occurs in our muscle cells, there's a sharp reduction in protein synthesis, or the process of producing new muscle protein, along with a concurrent increase in protein catabolism, which is the degradation of muscle tissue, both of which obviously contribute to muscle mass deterioration, resulting in sarcopenia. Lower muscle mass and increased visceral fat, which surrounds organs like the stomach, intestines, and the liver, are also both associated with lower vitamin D levels. And low vitamin D also contributes to sarcopenia because when vitamin D intake is plentiful and consistent, vitamin D, as its endogenously magnesium-activated steroid form calcitriol, normally contributes to the production and growth of skeletal muscle cells, known as myoblasts, while also modulating skeletal muscle inflammation. However, an increasing deficiency of vitamin D, along with the associated decreased expression of vitamin D receptors in skeletal muscle, definitely occur with age and certainly contribute to sarcopenia. And this is one reason why people with sarcopenia also have dangerously low vitamin D levels. Conversely, regular intake of vitamin D, and again, vitamin D's necessary activating cofactor magnesium, thus increases the expression of the vitamin D receptor in skeletal muscle cells, which then blocks the development of sarcopenia. Excessively low vitamin D is also a factor in those with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, as a vitamin D deficiency contributes to both the proliferation of insulin resistance and increased liver inflammation, because normally optimal vitamin D intake restrains the genes and metabolic enzymes that drive liver lipogenesis. It's no secret that inflammation increases as we grow older, particularly through the proliferation of inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha. And beyond contributing to the insulin resistance that drives both non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and sarcopenia, I've detailed for you before how non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in particular is heavily dependent on tumor necrosis factor alpha specifically because this inflammatory cytokine both activates and promotes the lipogenesis and triglyceride accumulation at the center of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. In the muscles, consistently increased tumor necrosis factor alpha contributes to a reduction in muscle fiber protein synthesis, while also promoting the decomposition of the critical striated muscle cells that so greatly facilitate voluntary movement, breathing, and even posture. Regular exercise, and particularly weight training, is still the best strategy for reducing and even avoiding sarcopenia, even for a much older person. And the benefits of exercise extend also to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, because regular exercise at any age is easily the most effective way to burn off excess glucose and completely shut down insulin resistance. And, as I've hopefully shown you today, if you can consistently maintain insulin sensitivity, this alone is enormously beneficial for both the muscles and the liver. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Carter, and I'll see you next time on ENZYMENTAL. Stay healthy.